I'm from MakerFun3D.com, and this is my unboxing of the Sovol SV01 3D printer. I've been talking with Sovol for I think several months now about this printer. It's one I'm actually really interested in. This thing's got direct drive. This thing's got dual Z. It's got I think they're Meanwell power supply. It's got filament sensors like most do nowadays. It's got power off sensors like many today have. It's got power off resume. It's got, I think I just said that actually. It's got thermal runaway enabled, unlike a lot of other lower end printers. This one actually comes ready for safety, which is kind of a pretty cool deal right now. I wish more companies would do that. And that's actually something they do sell on the website. You know, that's one of the key features is that it does come with the thermal protection enabled, which is a good thing. I really like seeing from these companies. Like this printer's a bit larger than an Ender 3 style printer would be. So you can build stuff that's a little bit bigger, but it still is kind of in that same range. So you're not going to get as much extra mass. It's got a glass bed, clip-on glass bed, so you don't have to worry about aluminum, warping or whatever, like a lot of the issues with the early Ender 3s. So, yeah, this is kind of an interesting 3D printer. It's one, like I said, I've been looking forward to for several months. I've been talking with the Sovol people, and I've really been interested in it, and I've really been wanting to check it out. It's a small company, so I'm always really happy to check out new small companies, see what they're doing, and try to give them a hand and get them to be known a little bit more. I just am a big fan of small companies. Just to get it out of the way, this was sent to me by Sovol. I did not pay for it. They've not paid me to review it. This is my personal review based on the printer. Well, this is actually just an unboxing, so you can kind of see what it's all about. I will be doing a review forthcoming after I put it through its paces. I've got so many Kickstarters that have just come out or are coming out, like Warlayer. Corvus has a new one that's coming out. The new board game one, I can't think what it's called, looks really amazing. Fotis or whatever, amazing designer is part of it. Josh Gray, I think, is the head guy for it. Just amazing looking. I want to print some stuff out for that. And I've got several other Kickstarters that are sitting in that people have asked me to print, and I've told them I would kind of show them off a little bit so people can kind of see them. So I plan on using this printer a lot for a lot of that. I also want to try the direct drive and try some TPU printing. I think it'll be interesting. I fly drones a little bit, trying to get better, and that's really painful. FPV type drones, racing drones, though more acrobatics is what I'm flying, and it'll be nice, and I can print mounts and stuff for like GoPros. So that's one of the things I'm actually kind of interested in doing with this. So I'm really looking forward to that, along with the gaming side, which obviously I've always been pretty strong in. So that's kind of what's going on. Let's start the unboxing now. Again, thanks to Sovol for sending me this printer. It arrived yesterday. Usually I get these out the same day. I wasn't quite ready for this to arrive yesterday. It was supposed to arrive tonight. So I'm getting this going tonight. So I hope you enjoy the unboxing and enjoy this printer. And I forgot to bring my Leatherman up, so kind of using what tools I have at my disposal to bust open the box. Holy cow, there we go. Well, if the rest of the packaging is as good as the tape job is, this will be pretty amazing. as everything goes jumping on my table here. Okay, so here we go. Here is the box. You see there's the extruder. The instructions right here on top, easy to find, easy to see. Just by looking at it, it looks pretty simple. It's mostly built base top, display, filament holder, looks like they're separate pieces. Oh no, there's a few. Oh no, that's just the base. So yeah, this looks like a fairly simple printer to put together. It said it was like 98% built or something like that. I forget what the exact percentage on the page says. This is the display here. But basically, yeah, this thing comes mostly pre-assembled. So for those of you that are not as mechanically inclined, this could be helpful for you to be able to get into a 3D printer a little easier. Because it's not, because it comes, mostly pre-assembled, which again, when you compare it to some 3D printers like the Ender 3, that the Ender 3 actually requires a bunch of assembly. It's a lot simpler than the last 3D printer I went through on the channel, the Tevo Tarantula Pro, but it still requires some know-how and some small capabilities. Actually, I'm trying to see how this all comes apart. Basically, there's a bunch of cables over here on the side, and I don't want to just yank it out and break anything. And then, so that is what's going on here. I'm on the base. Actually, biggest issue is that this is connected. I'm wondering if it's connected to the base. This could be done with two people a lot easier than one person. Okay, so that runs directly into the bed. So it doesn't even look like this is meant to be separate pieces. Oh, that creates a little bit more of a problem. Just because doesn't come out of the box quite as simple as to come out as one piece. Okay, so it's all together now. Sorry. All this grunting and groaning I know is great on the microphone. Holy cow, there we go. Excuse me. Got it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it does come with a free bit of PLA. And I dropped all my Allen wrenches. Excuse me while I pick that up. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to open the goodie box too. Goodie box is always kind of fun to open up here. Power supply, or power plug, not power supply. Looks like a filament run out sensor to me. Kind of curious what that is. That's a hefty run out sensor, if that's what it is. It's a really hefty run out sensor. We've got an in stop. And your general USB. So it's got a mini USB, not micro. We've got our standard setup for. I was hoping that'd be really. Oh, here it is. For a filament holder. I wish more companies would do this. I know that I will admit I'm not the biggest fan of having my filament right on top, even though you can see it on the Ender 3 behind me. It's convenient, And if I want to change it, if I really care, I can. Wow, that actually slides on together really well. So yeah, this has some tools, stuff like that, some bolt extra hot end, SD card, micro SD card, and thumb drive. Not sure what's in this thing. Oh, and a scraper. Let's see here. Over here we have. Here's what's in this cardboard. Oh, I should have guessed. And blue-handled snips like what I was using already. So got another set of snips. I will admit I use those for all sorts of stuff. They get widely used in all my stuff here. I'm going to use this as an extra desk here. Okay, so now let's have a look at the instructions, see what they say. Now we've got everything unboxed. It actually shows it being two different pieces, but it doesn't look like it came separate, or well, it because of this cable issue, it's not entirely separate. I really don't like that. There we go. I forgot to say one other thing about this. The hot end on this, it actually comes BL Touch ready. It's ready to rock and roll for a BL Touch. I wanted to show you this before I get it all together. So this is it's got a fully enclosed base, so it looks really nice. Controls are up front, or not controls, but the SD or the USB and the SD slot are up front. What that means is that it's easy to get to. Power switch is here on the side. Again, easy to get to. I really like it when companies pay attention to ergonomics and how people are going to be using their printers and making it easy to access the different pieces and parts. I've got numerous printers that companies don't care about that, and it's kind of a pet peeve. It really is, because it really is such a pain in the butt when they don't care. So I actually look at that as a good thing. So let's start here. I'm going to grab. Let's see here. I'm going to grab the bolts here. Yeah, this looks like this is going to be a super duper simple, fast build. I don't need that nozzle out of here yet. So, let's see what size nozzle. I'm guessing 0.04 or 0.4, I mean, but I'm not seeing any sizes stamped on it offhand. But that doesn't mean that I'm just not blind either. That's perfectly a reasonable assumption too, considering my age. My eyesight has started to go, which really sucks. Well, I've never had great. Well, I've always needed to wear glasses to see things far away. I could see things up close, but that's been going away in the last few years. That's what really sucks. So you can see where it's all been scratched. So they've assembled this before and then took it apart to make sure that it worked. I just want to make sure that I've got this figured out. So this should go like so, with the Z rail facing back, which is towards the Y-axis motor. So on the camera, you should be looking at the front of the printer. And then these are going to be screwed up inside, or up underneath it. I really could use a second set of arms. It's no fair. Octopus have 8 arms. We only get 2. Somewhere we went wrong. bad planning on our species' part. Okay. That's too small. Yeah. Oh, actually, use their tools. I generally like to use the tools that come in the box, just so you can kind of see it built using the tools they send, just to show that it can easily be done. So any of the silver tools will be theirs. The black ones are mine. And this is much nicer than the one I was just trying to use for this piece. Okay. Really don't like hanging this off the edge like this, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Yeah, that's not going to work. Actually, let's do this. Let us go over here. Let me do the other one here. Get it at least started a little bit. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Get that started. Let's jump to the other side. And get this side started as well. Let me see here. Okay. Another bolt. Oh, crap. There we go. Let's try to get a little squirrely. I do want to say this is from what I can tell so far, this is a pretty strongly built printer. It's got lots of heft. It's not like some printers that are more on the bargain basement side tend, even more so than this one, tend to be a lot more light because they don't have as much metal in them, so they just weigh less. And you can really tell the difference. One of the printers that was sitting on this table that I've been working on testing lately, I pulled off that I bet it is a bit smaller than this, not much, but I bet I don't know what exactly it weighs, but it weighs quite a bit less than this. For a larger size, which by larger size I mean over 200 millimeters to a side of my printers that are that size, the printer that was here was a little on the light side. Well, I'll just say it's the TiVo Tarantula Pro. It's designed a little lighter. It's got thinner sheet metal, stuff like that. It doesn't have the heft as this does, but this one does cost a bit more money, even on sale. Like right now, they've got a $50 coupon. I saw the coupon on their site and on Amazon. So if you order it either place, you'll be able to get it for $50 off, which is I think about $300, $299-ish. So you're looking at a bit more than a Ender 3, but this is you're really looking at something closer to an Ender 3 Pro, which is what, $260-ish right now. And even this is upgraded on top of that, larger build area. So you get what you pay for with this. You really do. You're getting you're getting more features. Like I said, the Dual Z alone is, it's an extra stepper motor, extra Z screw, all the extra parts to do that. And it gives you that extra level of control of, making sure everything goes up at the same rate of speed. When I look at my 3D printers, My Chiron's got it. My JG Aurora's got it. The AlphaWise U20's got it. And I think that's all. Oh, I also actually have, oh yeah, down there also I've got a, oh actually no, I'm looking at the U20. The U20 does not have it, sorry. The U20 does not have it. I was looking at my CR10S. The CR10S obviously does have it. So yeah, this is a feature that you don't see a lot of what I would consider like the lower end 3D printers having. So they definitely, the Sovol printers definitely got they're definitely bringing these higher end pieces and parts down to this lower end printer price point, which I'm really kind of digging. That's always kind of a good thing. Just to get those extra features, stuff like that in there, so that it's going to look good. There we go. Okay. So with 4 bolts, it's basically together. It's really that simple. So let's see here. We still have a few more pieces, obviously, to do. We have got this piece goes up here somewhere. Let's see here. Looks like they're pointed back off to the side. And oops. So it looks like they want me to use these here with the T-nuts. So I'll get the T-nuts on. Kind of amazing when I got into 3D printing. There were T-nuts I'd never seen, eccentric nuts I'd never seen. I guess it was, the extruded parts that these are built with. I'd never seen those before. Lots of things I hadn't seen before with this kind of stuff. Oops, actually, I'm looking at the back. I'm coming from the back. So I'm going to do, it's there. So I want to put it actually here. There we go. Actually, let's see what size. There we go. Okay. One of the joys of building this way is that I get to see everything in reverse. I let you guys see the cool side of the printer, the front side, while I get the back side here. So I have to reverse things in my brain. Oops. Let's see here. So I got that. And it's secured. So this is a Z limit plate, which I thought it was. I may actually turn this around. I think I'm going to turn this, well, I'm going to have to turn this around to put the display on. Anyways. Oh, one other nice thing. Look at these nice rubber feet. You know, it's not just sitting on the ground. You know, it's got feet. You know, unlike, I think, all my Creality printers. Yeah, because I installed the squash feet mod on the CR10S. But yeah, most of my other printers don't have feet. Looks like the Chiron actually does too. So this and the Chiron came with feet. I'm not sure if the JG Aurora does or not. So once again, these are just, like I said, there's those little design decisions the companies make. And for me right now, for me right now, I would say that this is actually hitting all of the major ones that I kind of like. Just the little finishing touches. like nice thick, like everything on this is nice and thick metal. I will admit this Z in stop is plastic, so that's probably the cheapest part that I've seen, but that's not really saying a whole lot because it's probably going to be fine for all that it's doing. It's just a Z limit switch. And I'm just trying to see. Oh, so this goes here. It goes on the outside rung here. Small one. Okay. When I talk about, companies, again, doing those little things, like you can see here, these have the little ball head ends. I really like these when I'm working on these 3D printers because they allow me to get into things, get around corners a little bit better. It just works better. They just do. There we go. So yeah, so I know that right now these things have been pretty hard to get a hold of. That's the reason why it took me a while to get it, because they've just been selling them out as quickly as they've been getting them. Let's see here. So this says that it's uses 2 screws and lock washers. And I've seen the screws, but I've not seen the lock washers. So I'm hoping this is the right one, because what's shown in the picture, I'll just show you that this is why I'm having a little confusion. So it's that one right there is what I'm trying to figure out. So it's, you can see that it's a square-headed bolt. Well, and it's an M520 according to the, that goes backwards. According to the booklet, it's an M5 by 20. Well, these are 5 by 20s, and this is, I believe, the last piece. No, I guess there's one other piece. Oh, but that doesn't get mounted. So these are basically the last 2 pieces to be mounted. So I'm pretty sure this is it. So that's the reason why I was having a little confusion there. I was pretty sure that was it, but I do like to double check, measure twice, cut once type concept. Just wanted to make sure that I was doing the right thing. I can't tell you the number of times that I thought I was doing the right thing and ended up having to go take apart something and redo it. The Tivo Tarantula Pro, when I put it together, I really did that bad. So there's a step at the very beginning, literally at the very beginning, that you get to choose, that you have to figure out how the base goes together, and they tell you how it works and what to look for. And I thought I saw it right, but I didn't see it right. So I ended up basically having to take apart half the machine to get it put back together correctly. After I was pretty close to being done at that point, so that kind of sucked. But I was able to take some shortcuts to get it done quicker and leave most of the machine build. I didn't have to take it all apart, thank gosh. Okay. Okay, there we go. Nice. That's a nice sturdy control box for there, or control deal there. Wish that it protected it. Super minor quibble. Most other printers don't really protect them anyways, so now it's saying to check the Mains power supply. Make sure I've got the right power going into it. Whoops. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so that switch is right in the back. Whoops. Along with the power plug. So I'm at 230, and being in America, that's not what we want. And now I'm at 115 for US voltages. Okay. So yeah, so it's right here on the back, dead center. Super simple to get to. Once again, I feel like a broken record here. Just it's easy. I like that. I wish companies would do that more often. Okay, now let's get everything set. This is Z. So put the Z on. And I've got 2 cables here. Are they labeled at all? So we have an XP1 and XP2. These ribbon cables are just simple ribbon cables. They're nothing special here, and I don't see anything showing which one is supposed to be going where. And on the back of this display, there's 3. Whoops. As I clobber the poor camera, there's 3 here. Okay, so I don't know if you probably can't really see it here. There's 1, 2, 3. So counting from the outside of the machine, yeah, the XP1, the center is XP2, and the one on the inside is XP3. So let's just call this one XP2, and we'll call this one XP1. You know what? I think this one's slightly longer. Let's switch these around. In my experience, it's going to be the one that I didn't do. It seems like every time when it's 50-50, I choose wrong. So I really expect that I'm going to have to change that. Let's see here. Now, looks like I just have a myriad of cables over here on this side to get all plugged in. And I saw some zip ties. There we go. Whoopsie. So this has a needle for clearing the nozzle. Don't want to leave it, poking out like that. Okay. Actually, I think I've got some smaller zip ties over here somewhere. Oh. Actually left them on the table because I knew that they would come in use, but I guess I forgot them. Okay. So that is going to stay there. This is the this is going to be the Z end stop. So the Z end stop's kind of a pain to get to, like many of these. It's not as bad as many or some. Could be easier. Especially somebody like me that's got a little bit bigger hands. It's kind of a pain to get to. Let's see here. Okay. Like I said, not really tough. It's just a little harder than I would prefer to get to. Let's see. This is extruder. Or no, this is X. Sorry, not extruder. This is X. Okay. So. Want to avoid clobbering the camera again, so that's really what I'm looking at. Oh, here is where this goes, way up inside this cover. That's going to be fun to try to plug in. Actually, that was surprisingly easy. Truthfully, it was very surprisingly easy. Okay. Filament detector, which I haven't gotten to yet. And this is going to be the Y. Trying to see how that, I might want to reroute that. I don't see anything there. And this, I believe, is going to be the other Z. I think it's the one that I haven't gotten to. Yep. The other Z goes on the inside here. Okay. So now, got all of this. Where does the let's see, it says do not push those. Let's see. So I'm not 100% sure where the run out sensor goes. I may have to look at some online. Oh, wait a second. In all these pictures, I want something hanging off the center. 9. Broken filament detecting device. So I would call that the filament run out sensor. That mounts on the back side. They don't actually show mounting it in the instructions though. But if you look, they're good enough to actually show you numbered, and that's number 9 there. And they actually show it, and then so it's kind of obvious. And then as you go through, that comes pre-mounted as you start with step 1. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm actually looking at the bolts, and yeah, so how I said earlier that I wasn't sure about those bolts, the ones they show in here are different in the book than what my printer shipped with. Not a huge deal, not a problem. It's just one of those little things when I'm trying to print everything, I always try to make sure it looks the same. Okay, so the run out sensor is going to come from there. This has an arrow. It has an arrow pointing this way, so that's going to be facing downward. I want to mount that somewhere in the middle. Oops, a little bit big. These were cranked down. Very snug. Okay. Okay, dokie. So now how to get this up? So this is going to be locked into place. Like so. There we go. That's the run out sensor. This I'm going to zip tie into place because I really don't want that moving around with prints. The big issue is I don't want it to go too near this either. I wonder. Nope, that's not going to work. I was wondering about feeding it through the one of the extruders, or extrusions, but I just don't think I want to tempt fate there. So I think I'm going to... Did I pull one of these out? Maybe I didn't. So I'm going to get one of these wrapped around here. There we go. Just kind of get that snugged in there. So I'm just trying to see where this could go, that I don't want to get it. I really just don't want to get this in the way of anything that's working. So, not a big fan of stretching that much, but it's not really stretching it too much. It's kind of loose still. Let me actually secure that. So I'm thinking about, what I'm wondering about is running it on the inside of the leg, but I think I'm going to leave it on the outside. Hope for the best here. And capture it with a loop. I can capture with a loop over this side, actually. I just want to figure out ways to keep the what's it called, the wires from getting tangled up. I hate losing print jobs because a cable falls into something, or it just gets really annoying. It seems like all 3D printers run into these little issues like this. They're not a huge issue. This isn't quite long enough. So maybe I'll go around the corner here. Just make sure I can grab it. Oh, I'm doing it backwards. There we go. There we go. So now I've got some snips here. Let's tidy this up a little bit. There we go. Get that all nice and tidy. So we're going to be good there. And that's it, I think. Yeah, everything's plugged in. So let's see how this works. I'm going to plug this into my Insight, and I'll be able to, when I do my review, I'll be able to tell you what the current draw of it is. So that's always kind of fun to do. Cord's a little short. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be long enough for my needs. This table requires a little longer cable than what I can get away with on my printers, or on my on my other print stands. Yeah, that's going to be too short, which I thought it might be. Which is the reason why I have a longer one sitting in standby that stays at this desk. Now, nice thing about it is this one that comes with the printer is a little higher gauge than this longer one that I've got. Unfortunately, the old ones that I grabbed a couple at work off of some old servers that were really long and real heavy gauge, but I've run out of those a while back. It's kind of a bummer because those are, I always like having really overbuilt. Really overbuilt. What's it called? Cables for my printers. I always just kind of view it as one of those things. It's just kind of a good thing to do. I'm trying to do this upside down. Yeah. That's the problem with trying to do this blind. You get stuff turned upside down. Okay. Right over there. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see how this comes on. I'm hearing sounds. But guess what? No display. Oh wait, display's coming on. It's blue. But nothing's coming up on it. Okay, so let's try reversing these. So I got in my own head there. So the original way that I had these would have been correct. But then I thought, oh, this one feels like it's slightly longer. Maybe that's trying to tell me something. Okay. Did I knock something off here? I don't see anything. Hey, I've got a... It looks like it's ready. It says Sovol ready, SV01. So, actually, let's... Ooh, looks like you can flash it. Initialize EEPROM, load settings, store settings. That's pretty impressive. Seems like most of the printers I have to flash them to be able to get them to do anything like that. Wow. That's actually pretty impressive right there. So I just want to make sure the axes move. Make sure it's high enough from there to... Okay. So now let's go to the Y. Oh, you know what? Oh. I'm like, why isn't that working? Because I haven't homed it yet. That's the reason why. Okay, I like how everything is working. Okay, so now I'm going to take these off. So this bed has a nice coating on it, or it has a plastic piece on it. Okay. Wow. Trying to get these alligator clips off, or it's kind of a pain. So this looks like a vaguely, this glass bed looks like a, what's it called? A ultra base type material, glass material, not just flat out glass. It's a nice glass. I had not noticed that in my research, that it comes with higher quality stuff there. protector coating off. There we go. I cheated on that side. Wish I would have. Actually, I'm gonna keep these over here. On the bottom, I can flip them back. There we go. That's a nice looking bed right there. If I do say so myself. This is a. I wonder if I can actually use this. This actually usually works a little bit better for up close and personal stuff. Okay. Let's see here. Huh. Is it? Oh, no. It's not behind that window. Let's see, did I plug it in? Yeah, I plugged it in. Well, that's not good. Well, okay. Looks like you guys don't get the nicer. Oh, there it goes. Hey, you gotta see my. You know, this is really not making my life easier here. Let's see here. Oh, that's because I have it locked. That's why. There we go. Okay, here we go. So just to show this off a little bit. So this is the surface here. There we go. You see that really nice clean surface here. This is the direct drive hot end. You see where it's going to come in right there. So full direct drive. There's the extruder motor. Comes with cooling already. There's cooling on the hot end. You can see that the metal here is actually fairly thick metal all around. And then you can see the display there. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else that you guys missed. I don't think so. That's the printer right there. So that's it. Gives you an idea of what we're looking at with this printer here. Now I'm going to set the Z, and hopefully my Z limit switch is far enough down. Auto home. Hopefully I have a piece of paper to zero this out with. Okay, looks like I'm a little high on the Z switch. So I have to go a little lower on that. I was a little afraid of that. But I always kind of want to go a little higher. I always want it to stop a little sooner. I'd rather have it stop a little sooner than a little later, quite honestly. Okay. So now let's move. told it to auto home, and so I think that's right about where I want the 0 to be, or the home to be. Let's see, get this put in, and there we go, and there we go. And let's auto home one more time. There we go. So now we're homing. Now let's preheat some PLA. I'm just looking at the connectors here from the front. Let's see here. So while that's heating up, it's actually heating up at a pretty good click. But I want that bed to heat a little warmer. Okay, just want to get everything situated here. Now, I used to have a piece of paper that I could level with over here. Oops. There we go. It's had a rough life doing this. You know what? I want to set the Z down a little further yet. And that one did not catch. There we go. Hopefully that will. Now I can really feeling this warm up. So you're trying to level these. So I'm putting a line in this, which is not good. There we go. So this, okay, so maybe I was good where my last Z was. I think my last Z was a good spot. So let's move the Z up just a touch. Maybe 1 millimeter. Yeah, let's move it there. Keep trying to grab that, and this is the one I actually want. Okay, so let's auto home this one more time. Oh, this is going to go all the way back here again. This is going to be way up in the air. Oh, let's disable steppers so that I can move this around a little bit. And back this out. Oh, there we go. I'm like, just getting this all leveled here. Ooh, these need to be tightened down quite a bit. Uh-oh. I'm missing one. I didn't even notice it. Okay. So let's see if I've got the other wheel in here. Yep, I do. I see it. Must have fallen off during shipping. To be fair, this, I think on all printers, these back ones are always the biggest pain in the butts to get on. So it may not have even been put on quite as well. There we go. So I've got that once through. I may actually end up taking that Z down just a touch more. So I wish that I could squish these just a little bit more, but I'm going to try to get this started right now. Okay. Not 100% sure that that is going to do it well enough, but I hope it will. Okay, now let's go and slice something. I'm going to try their USB drive here. Let's see here. Okay, so there we go. So the printer's up and running now. Actually, I'm going to use... So this is a 200 gram weight of filament. I'm going to just use it because it's here. It's convenient. Oops. And it's got plastic around it to keep it from shifting in shipment. Okay. So let's remove that. Look, I have to set up a new printer. Okay. This is SV01. And let's see here. It's been a little while since I added a new printer. So I just need to figure out where I tweak the size at. Ta-da. Here we go. So we're at 280. By 300. Whoops. Whoopsie. Let's check something here. Da, 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 da. 240, 280 by 300. Yep. So the Y, yeah. Now I'm going to do what I do for all new prints, and that is print one of the war layer pieces on here. Let's see here. Sorry, it's been a while since I went into this folder too, so it's not stuff that I do a lot. It takes me a little bit to get back to where I was. Containment, there we go. That's the one I want. Oh, I forgot to see. Yeah, that works. Let's copy the file over here. Okay. There we go. So now, let's see how this works. And it pops right up with an error, change filament, which I was hoping it would, because there's no filament inside there. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, let's try this now. So it's heating back up, and we're almost done here to see how long this will be here. This actually is a fairly quiet printer too. I think it's because the box is all contained here. Like I said, this has this whole printer just speaks volumes about having just, you know, well thought out pieces and parts. I thought I'd put a brim on this. I guess I did not. Weird. I saw a brim. I wonder if it just... Yeah, I should have 2 skirt outlines. Odd. So far, it looks like it's doing a pretty good job of getting everything in there. Back here. So there we go. So, well, there we go. I think I'm going to call it here because I've got it printing. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm going to, let's see here. I can actually tweak a couple things here. I think. There we go. So yeah, so this is, sorry, I'm trying to make this look a little bit better where I'm at, trying to get it to lighten up a little bit. Anyhow, so yeah, so it seems to be printing well. I wish that you could see a little bit better. That's what I was trying to do, is trying to get this to show up a little bit better, a little brighter. Trying to see what settings I can tweak. There we go. I can tweak my ISO and get this up. There we go. Not that you can really see it though either. From that angle, I guess. So, you know what? I have another camera here, so I could show it to you. So there you go. That is, moving on. That is this Sovol 3D SV01. It's their first 3D printer. They've got some other products you can find on Amazon, I saw. But I believe this is their very first 3D printer. Like I said, They've been having some troubles keeping them in stock. They are fairly small, so they're running out of parts. But they were good enough to give me one of these. And they actually kind of promised one to me a while back. So it took a while for them to get it to me, and I don't begrudge them selling them before they give them away to people like me to review, because they do need to make their money. And I'm always happy to help small businesses like this and help companies get a start. But truthfully, I'm very impressed right now. The build quality is outstanding. It's heavy, like I said. You can feel something when it's heavy. You know that they're using a lot of steel. It's gonna last. It's gonna hold up better. They're using the Creality, the 2.2 board, Creality 3D 2.2 board. So it's a known quantity. We know how well these work. It uses the same Prusa style, i3 design. It's a known design. People have been using them for quite a while now. But it does things. It does a few things different. It's got this additional Z rod to give it the an evenness across it. I don't know that they're absolutely needed, but this one is 280 wide and 240 deep. So you actually have a fairly wide bed, and I know that a lot of people have CR10s with a single Z rod at 300 millimeters wide and don't have problems. So I don't know that you need it, but it's a really nice addition to allow your printer to print better. Just little things. It comes with a spool holder. You don't need. Most people don't absolutely need it, but it's really convenient. I tend to use them. I tend to reprint them, or one of these days I want to hang them from my rack and do something else, because I really don't like them mounted on it, but they work. It's got the run out sensor. It's got thermal runaway already turned on. It's got the power off mode. This is probably the most robust. Sorry, excuse me, late here. This is probably the most robust run out sensor that I've seen on a 3D printer. Most of them are not nearly as robust as this one is. It's got the brand name power supply, so it's a high quality power supply. I think, what else was it on this? Actually, you know what? I've got the page I set up. Let's see. Meanwell. Oh yeah, the direct drive extruder. How many printers are out there direct drive like this? That's actually pretty slick in my opinion. It's very convenient to have direct drive. I just saw a little imperfection here. I don't know if that's the filament or something else. It's not a Bowden setup. It's direct drive, so it makes printing a little bit easier for TPU. It's designed to have room to mount your BL Touch right onto it, and they took that into consideration when they designed the hot end. And this bed, I didn't even mention this. This bed is a glass, Ultra Touch or Anycubics version. I can't think what they have, but it's a glass bed that when it's heated, it'll hold it. Once it cools down, it should release. These are just lots. It's polished. It's very well polished. They're not reinventing the wheel by any means here. They're using a known good design, and they're polishing the heck out of it, making it into something that you pull out, throw 4 screws in, and you have the body built. 2 more screws here, 2 more screws here, 2 more screws, or bolts, I guess, 2 more bolts here. And that's all you have. Plug it in and you're ready to go. I fiddled around with it a little bit trying to figure some stuff out, but how long did it take me to build it? Half an hour. They're really easy. It's obviously really easy to build. You have stuff like this cable here. I'm not I'm not exactly happy with how that is. I don't know of a better way of doing it. Just you need to have a way to run the cable that it works well. I don't know that there's a better way to run it than the way I've done it, except if you're able to run it directly up through the extrusion, I guess. But that's really it, and I don't know, and I don't think, no, that's not even an option. So there's not, other than little minor things like that, and those are, let's face it, they're very, very minor quibbles. This thing's built like a rock. It really is. Just, and again, this is my initial response to it. I've put together a number of 3D printers now, a very large number. And there's very few that are, sorry, I'm just trying to think of how many. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 others that I would put in the same boat as being very well built. The JG Aurora A5, the Anycubic Huron, and the Core XY from the Gecko 3D from East 3D. Those are the 3 probably strongest printers I have. Oh, and honestly, the Longer 3D, my SLA from Longer 3D, which is sitting on the floor over there, because it was sitting on this table too. That one's also very well built, just monstrous, strong, heavy build. So I like that strongness on these. So it'll be interesting to see how this holds up. So far, this first layer is looking pretty darn good. I've got a couple issues with that I could tweak on the walls, between the walls and the base layer, but other than that, it looks pretty darn clean, and that's pretty minor quibbles in all honesty. I'm sure with some more layers, it'll clean right up. Yeah, my initial gut reaction is that this is a freaking nice printer. I just don't know of any other way to put it. It's solid, man. This probably is going to be at the top of my list for this price range type printer. It's hard to beat that $200 price point on the Ender 3. It really is. But when you bump up to the Ender 3 Pro, because they have the same power supply, the Meanwell's power supply. They have the same power supply and some other deals. They're pushing the price that this is right now. They're really pushing it. And it's a smaller build volume, and I can tell you right now that it is not built nearly as strong as this. So if you're thinking about an Ender 3 or an Ender 3 Pro, this one I think it really makes a run. It really gives it a run for its money. And right now, and again, this is very initial. This, like I said, here, let me show you. This bottom layer is very pretty. Let's see if it'll. There we go. This is right off the printer. I haven't really done much with it. You just saw me build it. I had to set up my profile in Simplify 3D, and this is how it looks right away. So when I'm saying that this is a contender, this is a major contender, that's why right there. That's a beautiful first layer. And like I said, it's got all these lots of polish, little bells and whistles that really make this nice. I'm right now very impressed by this. I'm looking forward to seeing how this print turns out tomorrow. So, well, I think that's it. Again, thank you for watching. My name's Kevin, and I run MakerFun3D.com. I'll have information in the description on my information page on this printer. It's where I talk about it, links about it, stuff like that, where to buy it. It's available all over Amazon, AliExpress, Direct, as well as eBay. I think it's AliExpress, yeah. It's, it was sent to me from Sovol, so I really appreciate them sending this to me. It's because, like I said, they're a small business. So I like supporting small businesses. They're, the guy that I talked to, he seems to be very genuine, very nice, and just trying to get a business started off the ground and get it working. So yeah, I think right now, right now, again, I have to say right now because I like to put a few hundred hours on a printer before I really say I really recommend it. But just with how easy it was to build, with how simple it was, or with all these bells and whistles, like I keep talking about, with the polish this has, I'm thinking this might. I'm really thinking this will probably be at the top of my list for the bargain 3D printer. It's not gonna supplant an Ender 3 just because $200. $200 is $100 cheaper than this is right now. That's hard to beat for that price. But if you're going to look at the Pro, I think you'd be better off just throwing a couple extra dollars at it and getting this. I don't know why. I don't see any compelling reason to go with the Ender 3 Pro over this one at this point, honestly. The direct drive, it gives you more options for filaments. The Dual Z, higher quality build just across the board. So yeah, so this is one that you really should be looking at. If you're in the market, have a look at this one. I'm actually really impressed. So again, thank you, Sovol, for sending the SV01 out. I will be putting this through its paces. You'll be able to see a review of it on makerfun3d.com. And I hope you have a good evening. Take care.